Amazing. Let's start with Volver. Best Actress nomination, deservedly for Volver. Volver means to come back, and for Almodóvar was returning to La Mancha, where he's from, and working with Carmen Maura. For you was a way of coming back because you had been doing American movies, and you came back to Volver. Tell us about working on that film. And you had, and this is actually the one thing I tell all my students when we watch Volver, is that she's not only speaking Spanish in the film, you had to learn La Mancha, which is a dialect, correct?
It's an accent.
It's an accent, and
yeah,
that was not easy, correct?
It was not the most difficult one because it's similar to the accent of some people in my family. They are not from La Mancha, but from Extremadura, and others from Andalusia. So they are not the same thing, but you know, they have something familiar. So I worked with a lot of women close to Pedro, like his sisters and friends, and I love that accent. It's a subtle accent. It's harder to recognize. But I love it.
And there was a physical transformation in your character, the up hairdo, the cardigans, the pencil skirts. You know, tell us about the transformation that Pedro made you do for Volver.
So for him, there were a lot of references for Raimunda, that was the name of my character, references from Italian neorealismo, and you know, he asked me to watch again a lot of those movies with some of our most loved Italian actresses, and he wanted me to gain some weight, you know, and like volume, he liked to be bigger, and it was also like a long period of preparation. We rehearsed also for a long time, and is rehearsing and finding, you know, the look for each one of the characters, and finding the girl was also very important, the girl who plays my daughter, and he found Joanna, who was amazing in the movie. And Volver, Pedro would tell you the same thing. It was a dream shoot. It was zero stress. He was so happy, I think because of what you said, because of going back to La Mancha. And some of my best memories with Pedro I have from that film, because we would had a lot of night shoots, but we would start like 3 p.m. preparing. And before that, he and I would take a walk in La Mancha, in places close to where he spent his childhood. And we would just be alone, talking in such beautiful places that brought so many memories for him. So,
but you go in those, I mean, I would call it a scary, emotional moments, where one moment she is furious, and the next moment she's in her legs falling apart. He mixes genres, and you just go with it. Was that easy for you to go through the range of emotions?
Well, having him there, and again, like I said before, having that script and also taking it step at a time, because when I read that, or when I read Parallel Mothers, I was terrified because I knew it was a great character, but I had to do it, and I was really happy and honored that he was believing in me to do it, but I was really scared. I didn't want to disappoint him. So I had to really look at the day at a time, and actually moment by moment, even in one day. Because in Volver, he mixes so much genre of, you know, like sometimes it's pure comedy or hardcore drama or moments of film noir, and goes from one thing to the next in a way that he makes it look so easy, but it's not.
No.
And he's such a great director, so he's guiding us through the whole. So now you're devastated, crying, lying to your aunt in front of your daughter, the body is in the kitchen, but your neighbor comes and you tell him that this is like this because you have your period, and where are the keys of the bar? and you really, and these characters have to be good actresses in life, you know, which is so much fun to play when they have permission to be great liars. I don't know why I enjoy that so much.
Which,
I am not a good liar in life, and then when I have this permission to be that in a film.
Which foretells Janice, who is like the ultimate liar.
The ultimate liar, yeah.
One of the things that I adore about Volver, and you know, you stalked Almodóvar. I've been stalking you. In all of your previous films, because of your ballet training, you're light on your feet. But in Raimunda, you're grounded. You're like hugging the floor when you walk. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we worked a lot on that together. He didn't want, you know, because I did ballet for so long, so everything's up here, and he found a trick that helped me so much, and we put extra hips. So he asked me to not only gain, no, it was in the hips. He asked me to gain more weight, and I did. And also I had extra hips, like a padding of hips. Mm-hmm. And it would change the way I moved, the way I walked, and the way I felt, and the energy was somewhere else. It was not up here, and you know, like it's where it tends to go when you have danced for 18 years. Mm-hmm. And for many characters, I've had to really go against that, because anybody here who has done classical ballet knows that it is so hardcore, the training, for so long, that it stays with you and it shapes your body and your posture. And for so many characters, for me, it has been about finding the way to go against that.
But you do so much internal work, and how does it feel to have external things like the hips? And also, I love you have Claudia Cardinale eyeliner in this film and the up hairdo. So
it's a combination of creating the whole puzzle, but we never start by choosing the look of the character. By the time he starts looking at wardrobe and hair ideas, maybe we've been already rehearsing for 3 months. And if I'm preparing something by myself, it's the same process, because while you are preparing, while you are reading and investigating, images will come to you of how that person is supposed to look. And then it's never gonna be about looking good or bad, no, it's gonna be about what that person needs. The same with the shoes. I don't care if the shoes are pretty or not, but if I have the wrong shoes for a character, it would affect very much the way I would do that scene.
One of the breathtaking moments for me in Volver is towards the end, the scene with you and Carmen Mora, who plays your mother, and she's, you know, she had a history with Almodóvar, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. It's like a 6 shots moment where she tells you the truth about why she needed to come back, and in the park, and it's like, it's so long and you're just listening, and it's such a breathtaking moment. Can you take us back to shooting that sequence?
We shot that all night, in a summer night, and it was really beautiful because I also was able to observe them together, because, you know, like I said before, growing up watching his movies, a lot of those movies were with Carmen, and they also know each other very well, and it was really, really cool for me and really interesting to be in a movie with the two of them at the same time and to see their dynamic.
Mm-hmm. And his mother was involved in the process of this film. Wasn't she on the set? Did you meet her?
No, she was not alive when we shot the movie. I met her years before. I was able to meet her, I think, when we were traveling with All About My Mother. And they were giving an award to Pedro, and I asked her to tell me something about Pedro, and she was crying, telling me that it was a very emotional day because he was receiving that award, and that it made her think about the day when Pedro said, "I'm gonna quit my job at the telephone company." And that was terrifying for her because he thought that was his safety and he was going to risk everything to do those crazy movies and crazy music that, he was a singer at that time, at the beginning. And she was crying with me in this private conversation, telling me that she was wrong and that he was right, and that she was so happy about that.
Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona, you won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. You co-starred with your future husband, Javier, and since you've worked several times with him, tell us about working with Javier as an actor.
So I love working with him.
He's in the audience,
yes,
so
yes,
no
yes.
pressure.
So when I worked with him in Jamón Jamón, I knew that he was so talented. Like every day I would see him do things, I was like, I mean, this guy is so young and so talented. And then we didn't work together for a while, but I would watch every single thing he did and always being like really like shocked, blown away by his talent. And then, it was a movie that put us together because before that we did even Live Flesh, we didn't have scenes together, other cameos in other films, but it was in Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona where we got together, worked together again after so many years. And before that we had seen each other here and there and we were friends, but after that movie everything changed.
Just what was it like in your house when Oscar morning you are nominated and he's nominated?
Well, so that was really crazy. It was beautiful. I still today don't believe that it has happened that way.
Well, it did happen.
It did happen. So he said he decided that we should watch it live, and because also there were many friends that could be nominated, but it always makes me nervous to watch it live, because they do it so well. It's very emotional, but then we watched it, and then the first name I heard was Alberto Iglesias for Parallel Mothers, and it was such great news to hear his name there, and then they were announcing Best Actor, and they said Javier's name, and I started to scream, and he was not moving. He was like, not reacting, and I'm like, but you can enjoy it already. It happened. They said your name. Do something. Say something. No, not yet. And he was waiting because he thought that maybe they were gonna. They could say my name too, and I thought like one, almost impossible, like two at the same time, totally impossible. And then they said my name too, and then is when he started screaming and wow, and he said, "Ahora sí," he said, "Ahora sí," and I loved his reaction so much that then all my attention went to his generosity instead of like going to, okay, this has happened, let me digest, like it went to, look at what a beautiful reaction, like, and so honest, like he really could not enjoy his news until he heard my name, because I don't know why, but I love that reaction so much. And then I throw myself in the floor, and I was laughing and crying for like an hour and a half, to the point that my mother heard me on the phone, and she had to come to see if I was okay, because she got worried. I didn't understand how it could happen like this. I don't know if it's a coincidence. It's so strange. But we feel very, very grateful. Very grateful.
Well, we all.
Thank you.
Let's look at a clip from Almodóvar's Broken Embraces starring Penélope Cruz, and her Academy Award nominated performance in 9.